This is another viewer-requested video. Frenemies. Those individuals who feign friendship while harbouring hidden agendas. These frenemies can be particularly challenging to navigate in a workplace setting, as they blur the lines between ally and adversary, often leaving unsuspected colleagues feeling betrayed or undermined. In this video, we'll delve into the intricacies of frenemies in the workplace, exploring how to spot them, understanding their motivations, and I'll be offering practical advice on how to deal with them effectively. Although I'm focusing on workplace frenemies, this information will also be helpful if you're unlucky enough to encounter a frenemy in any part of your life. I'm Jo Banks. I've been a professional executive business coach for 15 years, and I'm sharing what I know. So let's start off with spotting a frenemy. Identifying a frenemy amidst the sea of co-workers requires a keen sense of observation and intuition. While they may outwardly display friendliness and camaraderie, certain behaviours and subtle cues can betray their true intentions. Here are some common signs to watch out for. Number 1, inconsistency in behaviour. Frenemies often exhibit inconsistent behaviour, alternating between moments of warmth and friendliness and periods of coldness and indifference. They may shower you with compliments one day and undermine you the next, leaving you feeling confused and uncertain about their true intentions. In my experience, whenever I feel confused by someone's behaviour, it's a huge red flag. I now know through a lifetime of dealing with narcissists and those displaying narcissistic traits that whenever I feel confused about what someone is saying or doing, I need to be exceptionally wary. I don't give those people the benefit of the doubt, but always proceed with the utmost caution. Number 2, selective disclosure. Pay attention to what your colleague chooses to share with you. Frenemies may selectively disclose information or withhold crucial details to maintain a sense of control or leverage over you. They may feign openness and vulnerability while strategically concealing their true thoughts or motives. Another top piece of advice here is to pay far more attention to what somebody does and how they treat you than what they say. Words are cheap. Number 3, backhanded compliments. Frenemies are masters of the backhanded compliment, subtle digs disguised as praise. They may offer compliments that contain subtle criticisms or undermine your achievements, subtly eroding your confidence while maintaining a facade of friendliness. In a work scenario, they may say something like, "Great presentation, shame that everyone was so distracted," or "Great report, it would have been even better if there weren't so many typos." In a friend or family scenario, you might hear something like, "Lovely dress, that'll look even better when you've lost some weight," or "Oh, you've bought a new car. I had one of those 10 years ago. I only drive more luxury cars now." Number 4, exclusion and alienation. Frenemies may subtly exclude you from social gatherings, professional opportunities, or important discussions, subtly signalling their disapproval or disdain. They may orchestrate situations that make you feel isolated or marginalised within the team, fostering a sense of insecurity and unease. I've seen this recently with a client. Their entire team was invited to a colleague's wedding, but he wasn't included. He was the only one not to get an invite. Number 5, sabotage and undermining. Watch out for instances of sabotage or undermining behaviour directed towards you. Frenemies may subtly sabotage your projects, spread rumours or gossip to tarnish your reputation, or steal credit for your ideas or contributions while maintaining a facade of innocence. I worked with a client experiencing a frenemy a couple of years ago. She told her friend about a job she was thinking of applying for. Her frenemy secretly applied behind her back, and she only found out when she bumped into her at the interview at another company. The motivations behind frenemies. Understanding the motivations driving frenemies is essential for deciphering their behaviour and effectively navigating workplace dynamics. At the heart of a frenemy relationship often lie feelings of jealousy, envy, and even schadenfreude, the pleasure derived from the misfortune of others. Jealousy and envy. Frenemies may feel threatened by your success, competence, likability, leading them to harbour feelings of jealousy or envy. They may covet your achievements or opportunities or your relationships and seek to undermine you in subtle ways to elevate themselves in comparison. I often see these types of behaviour in two types of people. One, those who were brought up to believe that they were special and display narcissistic traits of grandiosity and entitlement. And secondly, those who secretly have low self-esteem and low self-worth and a huge amount of insecurity. Both can harbour secret or not so secret jealousy and envy. It can also be a learnt behaviour absorbed by watching a parent or primary caregiver act that way when they were growing up. Schadenfreude. I have done an entire video on schadenfreude. In some cases, frenemies may derive great pleasure from seeing you fail or suffer setbacks. They may secretly revel in your misfortune, whether a project gone awry, a missed promotion, a personal challenge, finding satisfaction in your downfall, embarrassment, or discomfort. Most narcissists get great joy from witnessing or even causing others' misfortune, and we call that narcissistic supply. Strategies for dealing with frenemies. Navigating relationships with frenemies requires a delicate balance of assertiveness, diplomacy, and self-preservation. Here are some strategies for effectively dealing with frenemies in the workplace. Number 1, trust your instincts. Do not ignore your intuition if you feel that something is off about a colleague's behaviour. Pay attention to your gut feelings and subtle cues that indicate potential ulterior motives or hidden agendas. I explain why trusting your instincts is vital in the Schadenfreude video. Many of us know that there is something wrong in a relationship with a frenemy, but yet we keep overriding it and we keep going back and spending time with that person only to berate ourselves afterwards. Tune into that. That's really a big red flag. Number 2, maintain professionalism. Rise above petty conflicts and avoid stooping to their level. Respond to their behaviour with professionalism and integrity, refusing to engage in gossip, manipulation, or retaliation. Number 3, set boundaries. This is a really common one. Again, I say it in so many videos. Establish clear boundaries with your frenemy to protect yourself from their toxic influence. Limit the amount of information you share with them both professionally and personally, and avoid getting drawn into their games or dramas. Using the grey rock technique can be helpful here. And again, I've got a full video on that. It's the most beneficial tool to use when dealing with a narcissist or somebody who is bullying you or somebody who is causing you some kind of harm, when you can't totally block them and go no contact. Going no contact is what I would always recommend you do if you don't have to work or live with the person that's abusing you. With the grey rock technique, the only conversation you engage in is, number 1, to do with the role and nothing else, and number 2, providing facts and information without long-winded, drawn-out explanations. Next, we have build allies and cultivate relationships with supportive, trustworthy, and genuine colleagues. Allies in the workplace can provide a source of solidarity and protection against frenemies' negativity. However, I know it can be difficult, but try to avoid gossiping. That can often just make things worse. Number 5, document instances. Keep a record of any instances of sabotage, undermining, or hostility directed towards you. Documentation can be invaluable if you need to escalate the issue to HR or higher management. Number 6, confront them about their behaviour. If you feel comfortable and safe doing so, I would always recommend addressing the issue directly with your frenemy. Approach the conversation with empathy and assertiveness, expressing your concerns and setting boundaries for respectful interactions. I did this on holiday a couple of years ago. I went away with my friends and someone else who I didn't know joined us. Pretty much straight away, she started making jokes at my expense, but they were actually quite passive aggressive. After a couple of days of this, I literally pulled her to one side and had a quiet word with her about her behaviour, and she stopped immediately. She didn't argue in her defence. She actually looked painfully embarrassed at being challenged about her appalling behaviour. In my experience, many of these people will continue their bad behaviour if you allow them to. However, once you assert yourself and let them know that you won't tolerate it, they'll go elsewhere for their kicks. In fact, I've found that to be true in pretty much all bullies, whether they're narcissists or not. They are simply looking for easy targets so that they can build themselves up by putting others down. Number 7, focus on your growth. Direct your energy and focus towards your professional growth and your personal well-being. Don't let these people live rent-free in your head. Wouldn't they just love it if they thought they got to you? Don't let them. In fact, do the opposite. Invest in developing in your skills, nurturing positive relationships, and cultivating a supportive work environment that uplifts and empowers you. The wrap-up. Navigating relationships with frenemies in the workplace can be daunting, but with awareness, insight, and strategic thinking, you can effectively protect yourself from their toxic influence. By understanding the signs of frenemy behaviour, recognizing the underlying motivations of jealousy, envy, and schadenfreude, and implementing practical strategies for self-preservation, you can navigate workplace dynamics with confidence and integrity. Remember, your success and well-being are ultimately determined by your actions, choices, and resilience. What next? If you have any words of wisdom on this topic or any questions you'd like me to answer, please leave them in the comments section below. I really do love interacting with you all and very much value your feedback. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Finally, as always, a huge thank you to everybody who stays until the very end, and thank you so much for all your support. It means the absolute world to me.